I couldn't believe our luck when we arrived in the small town of Hollowwood. As the rain poured heavily and thunder rumbled in the distance, my partner Michael and I stood before the foreboding Hollowwood Manor. Despite the warnings from the townsfolk, the allure of owning such a grand mansion was too enticing to resist. Stepping into the massive entrance hall, I couldn't shake the eerie silence that enveloped the place. The old wooden floors creaked under our feet, and the air felt heavy with a sense of melancholy. I held Michael's hand tightly, trying to push away the unease that washed over me. As the days passed, strange occurrences began to unfold within the walls of Hollowwood Manor. Doors slammed shut on their own, and whispers echoed through the empty rooms. Whenever I was alone, I would hear faint footsteps following me, but when I turned around, no one was there. In the dead of night, Michael and I would hear haunting wails that sent chills down our spines. Michael tried to dismiss the sounds as the wind howling through the cracks, but I couldn't shake off the feeling that someone or something was watching us. One evening, while exploring the mansion's dusty attic, I stumbled upon an old journal belonging to a woman named Abigail Hollowwood, who had lived in the manor centuries ago. The journal spoke of tragedy and loss, and I became obsessed with unraveling the mysteries of the past. As the days turned into weeks, the paranormal encounters escalated. The apparitions of long-dead servants appeared in the corners of my vision, only to vanish when I tried to approach. Cold spots lingered in the air, leaving us shivering despite the warmth of the fire. One night, I awoke to find my bed covers pulled away, and a spectral figure standing at the foot of the bed, its eyes hollow and sorrowful. I let out a scream that woke Michael, but when he rushed to my side, the ghost had disappeared. The haunting began to take a toll on our sanity, and the once strong bond between Michael and me faltered under the weight of the malevolent presence. We started to argue, blaming each other for our decision to come to the manor. Determined to uncover the truth, I delved deeper into the history of Hollowwood Manor. I visited the town's archives and spoke to the elderly residents who remembered tales passed down through generations. The more I discovered, the darker the secrets seemed to be. Abigail Hollowwood, the woman whose journal I found, was rumored to have been involved in witchcraft. The townspeople accused her of using dark arts to gain power and wealth, and they believed she had cursed the manor before her tragic end. I learned that many families who had lived in the mansion after Abigail's time had experienced tragedy and misfortune. Some even met their untimely deaths within the mansion's walls, giving rise to the belief that the place was cursed. Driven by an insatiable desire for answers, I became obsessed with finding a way to lift the curse and free the tormented spirits. In my research, I stumbled upon an ancient ritual said to release souls from their restless state. One stormy night, I gathered the necessary artifacts and ventured into the depths of the mansion. The rain beat against the windows, and the wind howled like a banshee, but I was resolute in my quest to break the curse. As the clock struck midnight, I began the ritual in the mansion's haunted ballroom, surrounded by flickering candlelight. I recited the incantations from the old journal, and the room seemed to pulse with energy. The walls groaned, and the candles danced erratically. Suddenly, the air grew cold, and a chilling wind swept through the ballroom. The spirits of the past emerged from the shadows, their ghastly forms twisting and contorting. My heart pounded in my chest as the room filled with the anguished cries of the tormented souls. Michael, who had been searching for me, rushed into the ballroom and found me trembling amid the swirling spirits. He called out to me, but his voice was drowned out by the cacophony of ghostly voices. Realizing the magnitude of my mistake, I tried to halt the ritual, but it was too late. The spirits, enraged by their summoning, unleashed their fury upon the living. The mansion shook violently, and the walls seemed to close in on us. In a desperate bid to survive, Michael and I fled through the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, our steps echoing eerily behind us. The spirits pursued us relentlessly, their ethereal forms merging and disintegrating as they floated through the air. With every passing moment, the mansion seemed to twist and distort, its architecture shifting like a living, malevolent entity. We found ourselves trapped in an ever-changing maze of terror. In the heart of the mansion, we stumbled upon a hidden chamber, illuminated by a sinister glow. Within the room stood the vengeful spirit of Abigail Hollowwood herself, her eyes blazing with fury. My heart pounded in my chest, and Michael's grip tightened on my hand. Abigail's spectral form floated towards us, her presence overwhelming. "You dare to meddle with forces beyond your understanding," Abigail hissed, her voice an ethereal echo. "This mansion is forever cursed, and you shall never escape its grasp." Driven by courage and desperation, I spoke with a trembling voice. "We did not know the consequences of our actions, but we seek only to free the spirits that are trapped here. Please, show us mercy." Abigail paused, her expression shifting from fury to sorrow. "I too was once consumed by darkness and sought power at any cost," she confessed. "But in death, I have learned the weight of my sins. If you truly seek redemption, you must perform a selfless act to break the curse." Michael and I knew what we had to do. We clasped hands and faced the furious spirits, willing to give up our lives to save them. With tears in my eyes, I spoke the words of release, asking the spirits to forgive and move on. Michael joined me, his voice strong and determined. As we embraced each other, a blinding light enveloped us. The mansion trembled one final time, and the spirits seemed to find solace. The curse that had bound them for centuries was finally broken, and they disappeared into the light, finding peace at last. As the morning sun rose over Hollowwood, the town awoke to a different sight. The ominous mansion that had haunted their nightmares was gone, replaced by a simple, overgrown garden. Our sacrifice had freed the spirits, allowing them to finally rest in peace. Our love had conquered the darkness that lurked within Hollowwood Manor, and our memory lived on in the hearts of those who knew our story. And so, the legend of Hollowwood Manor faded into the annals of history, becoming a cautionary tale of the consequences of meddling with forces beyond human understanding. The townsfolk learned to respect the spirits that roamed the woods, forever grateful for our selfless act of redemption. But in the deepest recesses of the woods, on certain stormy nights, the echoes of ghostly cries and haunting whispers could still be heard, reminding everyone of the once ominous presence of Hollowwood Manor. Thank you for watching.